When I first started thinking of Mission 3, I wanted more from the character and the story. We talked about bringing the team together and having that whole, feel of the picture and wanting it to have a romantic quality, but a toughness, and have it be a love story.
I got this phone call, and it was my agent, and he said, are you aware of the discussions about you directing Mission Impossible 3? I said, what?
I was working on Mission Impossible, and I was up at about 2 in the morning one night, and I'm gonna watch Alias. So I just started watching Alias. I was blown away by what he accomplished. His sense of timing, suspense. I thought, you know what? I want J.J. Abrams to direct the movie.
The next night I went to Paula Wagner's house to meet her and Tom, and I walk in and Tom's there and he just gives me that huge smile and he's like, do you want to do it? Like, are you kidding me? It's like the greatest opportunity in the world.
Ready, guys?
Ready.
Day one. It's not raining. We're in Rome.
This is the first shot.
First day of photography here in Rome on the Tiber River, the high-speed boat. Just got in yesterday, got it unloaded, and everybody's here, all the equipment's here, and we're ready to shoot.
We all had sort of near misses where shit was going to go wrong in this thing, but you guys, in classic Mission Impossible form, pulled it off. So it would be nice if there was some either mockery about each other, you know what I mean? This is very much a celebration.
Let's do it, man.
I looked at J.J. and I knew this is his first day of his first feature film. It was actually kind of emotional for me, really, because here's a man that I have such respect for and who deserves this more than anybody.
We have a Zodiac speedboat with 4 safety divers. 2 police boats. One police boat is locking this end of the river. The other boat is locking that end. 11 all cameras. Stop us 11 all round. Stand by. And roll all cameras, please. Roll all cameras. And action!
I was a little bit nervous. I had no reason to be. Tom's really good in a speedboat, but for an actor who's never worked with him before, jumping into a speedboat and being thrown about the river is a little bit scary. But it was a really, really easy way to break into doing Mission Impossible because the 4 of us got to sit in the boat and really bond with each other. It was good.
Day one was incredibly surreal because suddenly we were shooting this movie, and to be shooting in Rome with Tom Cruise on this boat in the Tiber. Yeah, it was nuts. I'd never directed a movie before, and the crew is huge. I mean, there are more people on the crew than I'd ever certainly, met in my life. And so it was just, not only was the crew huge, they're so good at their job that they made me feel incredibly safe.
It's just right from the beginning, I could feel it was going well. It'd be impossible for anyone to think that it was his first time on a movie. And then when we went down to Caserta, that was a blast.
We're at Caserta Palace. It was a palace built just about an hour and a half outside of Rome as sort of a second capital, and it's doubling today as the Vatican.
Italy. Tom, location. 50-foot wall, top of wall.
This stunt is Ethan Hunt entering the Vatican. Done a shot of him running up the wall. It's quite an interesting shot. He starts vertical, runs up the wall horizontal, gets to the top.
We had to create the Vatican at Caserta, and what we did is we built this 40-some foot wall. It ended up actually serving 2 purposes. We shot one side of the wall for Rome. At the top of the wall, we actually shot in Rome. For the reverse, we shot in Caserta, looking toward Caserta as the Vatican. When he goes down, we went back to that first side of the wall, redressed to be the interior side.
So it's a very scary stunt. And when you roll off the edge, I promise you, it's a leap of faith. There's a lot of people think you can do it standing here, and you get to the top and you look. And when you roll off, you're putting your life totally in other people's hands.
He wasn't stopping fast enough. And Tom and I were like, we got to speed it up. They said, well, we can't really speed it up because if you speed it up too much, it'll bounce. So we're filming the last one, and he drops, and it's significantly quicker.
That's sexy.
Oh, yeah! Are you kidding?
Yeah.
He hit the ground. Now, I couldn't tell how hard he hit, truly an inch away, from a huge disaster. Tom, of course, just started laughing because he thought it was the greatest thing ever.
That's the greatest.
Let's shoot it. What do you think?
Well, Colleen is amazing. Like, Colleen Atwood is the woman, but that dress is all her.
I knew the scene was taking place in Italy, so I wanted it to have sort of a homage to the great Italian modern designers like Versace, mainly Cavalli, Armani. But having to function the way dresses have to function in movies, I decided to make it myself. And I wanted it to be a dress that was a head-turner dress.
Well, there was one little incident when Maggie was pulling in her shoe, which I think was like this. The heel was like huge, got stuck in the accelerator, and she ended up hitting a car in front of her, and she was very embarrassed. So I'm sorry I'm repeating that. But she did an amazing job.
Leave it to me to go from not driving to a Lamborghini. JJ and them are like, oh, you can drive a stick shift, right? Sports car, fast. And I'm going, yeah, well, I could learn, you know.
We had 2 cars standing by for that. We had the car that we blew up, and we actually had another version of the car that was essentially a shell, and we had that actually in a stage at Paramount Studios, sitting atop the set of the sewer.
What's up?
The final thing we wanted to do at Caserta, which again seemed a very, very tall order, was to blow up the sports car. Apart from convincing the authorities that we could do it without damaging the building in any way, just how you get that explosion right in that area is incredibly complex.
We're in Caserta, we're gonna do a stunt, so hopefully everything will go well.
We're kind of in a sensitive area here. This building is very old and we don't want to damage it.
Every little event has to be orchestrated. You have to cut the roof a certain way so it breaks a certain way.
We're going to start scoring the car, so this way when the mortars hit the roof, we're going to have the car opening.
Shotgun mortar is what we call it. So it's very directional, and it'll take and pop this trunk lid, and we have a chain to restrain it.
The car will explode and burn, and what we did actually is the cast of the actual floor is a fiberglass, and underneath we are putting actually sand, try to protect as much as possible the place here, because it's a national monument.
Well, hopefully we'll have at least 7, possibly 9 or 10 cameras, whatever we can get for the explosion.
This is purposely the very last thing we're shooting here. Because if this was the first thing, I don't think we would have been allowed to shoot anything else.
Pull the car.
Such a nice car.